Hi, this is Frances, and it's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. I just want to wish everybody a happy Mother's Day. And, trying to have a positive day. Got an awesome cat shirt on. And just wanted to talk to you. My mother has passed away several years ago. And just wanted to talk to you about something that is a constant issue to me. Both my mother and myself suffer with social anxiety. I'm an extrovert. I just cope with it differently than my mom did. Of course, she passed away like 20 years ago, so the resources available were not available to her, and I do applaud the fact that she did the best she could based on the information and resources she had. I'll show you a picture of my family. This was at some kind of event at my brother's house, some holiday. If you see my brother, he's got his arm around my mother and just trying to say, oh, let's just make it through the day and make the best we can of it. There's my mother next to him. There's my dad. His expression is, oh my goodness, why am I with these people? And here's me looking like, oh my God, can we just make it through this day? I'm having a hard time today. My mom, did try medication, but they didn't have the medication back, in her day that we had to have today. She did do a little bit of therapy. She just had a really hard time. And, I was born when she was 39, so that, compounded things. But, just wanted to mention a couple of quick things, both from the perspective of someone who has social anxiety and somebody who suffered and was raised by somebody who has, anxiety issues. Now, this was a typical scenario with my mom. We're going somewhere. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. And we would have to convince her to go somewhere that we planned. And then when she got there, she had a good time and she's the life of the party and didn't want to leave. That was very draining to go through that. And another thing that would happen is a noise would bother her or something such as that, and she would just scream at me and tell me I was bad and all this kind of thing. And it really, really has been difficult as an adult and trying to have a life and make a living and have relationships with other people, keep my house orderly and such as that. It's very, very difficult. Now, understand as I got older, I never kind of understood it as much when I was little. I'd be shy in situations, but it's totally different than being shy. And so I cope with it a little differently. I mean, if you're suffering, the most important thing to do is go to the doctor, have them check your vitamin D level, and also possibly look at some medication. I've spent my life just running around trying to make sure everybody's not upset and doesn't yell, and trying to, if somebody gets upset about things, run around, try to fix it so they, don't get upset because you don't want to upset mama. That was how I coped. And with myself, I understand. Like I said, noises can bother you. People can be in your space. You feel like you're suffocating. A variety of different things can happen when you have issues with anxiety. Now, me, I just disappear and work all the time. That's how I cope. If something's bothering me, I just, I have a part-time, I do Uber Eats, or I, work on a project. I don't do the things I love to do. I don't go to church. I don't go to my exercise classes. I just disappear. People say, oh, where have you been? I'm just like, oh, I'm working a lot. Now, another way that I do cope with it, had a friend the other day who was just talking a whole bunch about stuff, and I couldn't hear it. I was just like, no, you need, I can't talk about that today. We'll talk about it a different time. I'm having some issues with anxiety today. So I just wanted to share a little bit of what I'm going through. Especially people, I don't have kids myself, but just wanted to give you a couple of little tips, that what works for me. What works for me really is not getting angry and yelling at people and telling them they're bad and they're driving me crazy like my mom did, but just saying, look, this is giving me anxiety today. I need a little bit of space. We'll talk about it later. Or, that kind of thing. But again, I really appreciate you watching my video. Again, I hope everybody has a wonderful Mother's Day. And, please be patient with those around you that have not yet learned to cope with it. One thing that helped with my mom is saying, just take a deep breath, like you do in yoga. I know you're starting to get upset, but, as she got older, she learned a little bit more coping skills. But again, thank you, and I appreciate y'all watching. Please share this video if it's helpful for you, and I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel.